Hi guys, it's Kiarko here, back with another speed build. Today we're building a lakeside cabin. So this is kind of inspired by like a lot of classic horror movies, especially Friday the 13th. You know, the whole idea of a lake being a source of creepiness and fear. You know, like, what is it called? Like Creature from the Blue Lagoon, or like, you know, those old, really old classic horror movies is kind of what inspired this. I don't know why lakes are creepy sometimes, but for some reason it just kind of spoke to me, this idea, so I decided to try to emulate that myself with a lakeside cabin. This is, you know, kind of a small lake. It's more like a large pond, but I couldn't find like a lot that was big enough for me to build like an entire lake. So this is what we got. Just pretend it's like a lot bigger than it actually is. But basically, so this is a lakeside cabin, like I said. I imagine it's the kind of cabin that would, how do I explain this? Because like in Friday the 13th, that was like a summer camp, right? And that was like the whole setting was like the summer camp around the lake. But in this case, this isn't really like a summer camp kind of cabin. This is more like a rental cabin or just like a vacation cabin, you know, like, oh, like my creepy uncle's, you know, cabin that he's like letting me borrow for the weekend or something like that, you know? And I feel like the people staying here, it's either gonna be like, maybe it's like a group of college kids who, you know, obviously end up being murdered, or maybe it's, you know, like a family that's like doomed and, you know, like I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about who would be staying here and what their, you know, awful fate would be. So either I feel like this could be like a classic serial killer kind of thing, like Friday the 13th, where there's like someone who lives around this area and who's like hunting people, I guess. Or it could be more like a creature kind of thing, like a monster horror. Like there's like something in the lake, you know, like some really creepy fish man or something. I don't know. I feel like you guys could come up with some really interesting ideas. So let me know what you guys think about, you know, like the mystery of this lake. And what is this lake even called? Because I feel like it needs like a really classic, you know, creepy lake name. Like, I don't know. I shouldn't even try to come up with one on the spot. It's not gonna be anything good. Let's see. Like, Gloomy Lake. I don't know. Something cool. You guys will think of cooler things, but let me know what you think this lake should be called. Like I said, it is a pretty small lake, but like, let's imagine that the boundaries of it extend like far beyond the lot, and it's like a really, really massive lake. But yeah, so we're gonna move on to the inside in a second, but you can see right now that I'm trying to set up the outside. We have this like dock thing that kind of extends out into the lake so people can go, you know, sit on there and like dangle their feet in the water, and which, you know, is very, very creepy to do. I was never like someone who did that. Like, to be personal for a second, I'm not really a big fan of like water in general, like being around water, especially like natural bodies of water. They kind of freak me out. I don't know why. I always like imagine things like touching my feet and like, I don't know, it just kind of freaks me out. So I would definitely not be someone who would stay here, and if I was here, I would definitely not be dangling my feet into the very creepy dark green water that obviously has like some sort of monster in it. But I don't know, maybe like a family comes stay here and they have like their kids, and their kids are out on the dock, and maybe like one of them falls in the lake and then gets eaten, or like they go missing. I don't know. I feel like there's like, you could have so much fun and so much mystery in a location like this. But that being said, in real life, you would not catch me here. I would never go vacationing by a lake, and it's not my thing. But I feel like it is very pretty. You know, especially at this like sunset hour, you kind of get like a really nice reflection off the water, and I don't know, it does kind of look nice, but you know, my brain is too like freaked out by the water to actually be here. But anyway, so now I'm just putting around like little rocks, greenery, stuff like that around the lake to just kind of like populate the area, make it seem more lush, more, you know, like in the middle of nowhere, very one with nature. And you can see it like all those little like boxes I have, like this little, what are they called? Like animal patches? I don't know what they're called. They're just like for fish and mosquito and stuff, because I wanted the area to be populated with, you know, natural wildlife and stuff. And then we'll have like some little like table out there so people can sit and look out on the water. And then that's the van that either the family or the group of college kids, that's the van that they came in. And then we're gonna move on to the inside in just a second. Right now I'm just gonna do some lighting things on the outside, because obviously the most creepy stuff that would happen here would be happening at night, so I wanted to make sure that the night lighting was like as creepy as possible. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making this build. This is in, it's in Granite Falls, which I feel like is like the perfect location, because in all those classic horror movies, the lake is always like in the middle of a very dense forest you could like never escape from on, you know, 2 feet. So people are definitely gonna get lost in the surrounding forest. There's definitely gonna be like some forest, you know, hijinks going on. But anyway, so we are on the inside of the cabin now. It's a cabin, but it is pretty large. Like, there's 2 full-on bedrooms, there's a kitchen, there's a big old living room. So it definitely could house like a lot of people. Like I said, I don't know what would be more fun in terms of like playing with the story, or like whether it be, I don't know, what do you guys think? Would it be more fun for a family to stay here and then we have like family drama and, family dynamics? Or would it be more fun for like, classic like group of college kids and they make stupid decisions and they like run out into the middle of the night and they like go missing and stuff? I don't know. I feel like either could potentially work, but let me know what you guys think. So around this cabin, you can kind of see that it's a little bit torn up. It's kind of old, it's run down. Imagine like, I feel like if this is like a serial killer kind of story, this definitely was probably somewhere, like maybe this was their old house or something, and like they kill anyone who like stays in this house because it's like their territory or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's like where, like if there's a monster in the lake, maybe the monster used to be a person and this was like their childhood home, and like something in their childhood like caused them to like mutate into like a creepy lake monster, so now they live like right near the house in the lake so they can like feel close to like their childhood home, that's such a random idea, but I don't know. I feel like there's like so many different fun things you could do. I don't know. Maybe I should write a horror movie script. I have all these like horror movie ideas in my head lately. I think it's just because it's Halloween and it's October and I've been doing so many like spooky builds and stuff that like my brain is like generating all these horrific stories, which probably isn't like very good for me, especially when I'm trying to sleep at night and I'm thinking about like people being murdered by a lake, but like, maybe it'll make me a better writer. I don't know. Here's the bathroom. We're just gonna throw in, bathroom stuff pretty quick. I'm not a huge fan of decorating bathrooms, but there's a toilet, there's a sink. How interesting. We're gonna throw in a bathtub too. Wow, look at that. Beautiful clawfoot bathtub. And then we are gonna move, let's get out of the bathroom. I'm so sick of the bathroom. Okay, now we're gonna move back into the living room. I think I set up, let's see, don't I put like a chess table? I don't know. We'll see what I do in a second. But you can kind of see like the vibe I'm going for is very kind of dingy. We have like some boxes stacked at certain places, which I thought could like indicate that like maybe people were trying to leave this place or they're trying to like pack up and like leave. But for some reason, like the boxes never got moved out. Like whoever was staying here and tried to like move out, they never could because, something happened to them. But yeah, anyway, so we're in, let's see, what are we doing now? The first bedroom, I wish that I made the bedrooms a little bit more dingy and disorganized, but it still works in the end. So we have 2 twin beds in here, which would be perfect for, either, 2 kids or, 2 college students, whatever, whatever storyline you want to go for. Creepy little typewriter, kind of like a call out to The Shining, I guess. Like maybe someone gets like cabin fever or something, or like they go stir crazy. I don't know. And then we're gonna put in a little teddy bear because nothing's creepier than children's toys for some reason in horror movies. And then we're gonna put in, let's see, I don't quite recall what we do here. Oh, we're just jumping around now. Okay, now in the entryway, we put in a little, foot mat so you can wipe your feet to keep this place nice and clean. We have racks by the doors, and then we're gonna put in a closet, and I think that's about it for the entryway. Or no, there's gonna be a chair or a stool. There we go. Anyways, okay, back here, you'll kind of see me put these like little photos on the wall here and there. I imagine that like whatever the mystery of the lake is, there's definitely going to be clues in the photographs on the wall, like either like old family photos of whoever like originally owned the cabin, or maybe it's like photos of the town nearby, or like things that people saw in the woods, like just like very like clue heavy photos that could like help out whoever's suffering this horror movie plot. It could definitely help them solve the mystery. In the kitchen here, put it together pretty fast. It's kind of a dirty kitchen, kind of old. I did imagine that this could be in modern times, but like that being said, I also feel like it could like honestly take place like whenever, because I did kind of like, with the technology, it's all very old technology. So supposedly maybe this could be in like the 70s, which I feel like is such a fun era to like make horror movies in, or like the classic 80s horror movie. Maybe it's in the 80s. I don't know. I'm really gonna leave this one like totally open-ended to you guys. Like, what ideas do you have? What does this spark with you? Like let's write our own horror movie together, you guys. I feel like this will be such a fun conversation topic, to talk about. And then we have this main bedroom over here on the right. We got a big old bed, and we're gonna put in a little fireplace, because I imagine it probably gets cold out here, and but I also feel like the fireplace, like that little, well, it's not really a fireplace, it's like a little, I don't know what you call that, like a little heating thing. I feel like that's definitely gonna be a horror element, like maybe someone can get their, face pushed in there, or I don't even want to say what I'm thinking, but like if it's a family and they have a baby, they could put the baby in the fucking, oh my god, no, I'm not gonna say that. But there definitely could be some very horrific things that could happen with that oven and with the fireplace in the living room in general. This cabin is gonna see like a lot of horrific things in it, like, wow. But yeah, anyways, that is the build. It's a pretty quick one. It was definitely very fun to do. It, like, reawakened my, memories of classic horror movies. I definitely should go and watch those again, because I actually haven't seen Friday the 13th in actually quite a long while, and I feel like I'm probably forgetting some key things about it. So I'm gonna go back and watch those. And as always, if you guys have any horror movie suggestions, horror anything suggestions, please let me know. I'm looking to try to like watch a lot of spooky movies this season, because I feel like there's a lot of horror that I haven't seen, and I want to get through it, and this is like my month for doing that. So if you guys have any recommendations at all, please let me know. I just started watching Midnight Mass, which is a new show on Netflix. I just watched the first episode. It wasn't that spooky, but I've heard it gets spookier, so I'm excited to see if it actually does. But if you guys have any recommendations like that, please let me know. Anyways, it is Wednesday now. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend coming up. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.